This is the man who smiled too long. It all started when a girl was riding the subway in Boston, Massachusetts. She was just heading home from a long day at work. But when she looked up from her phone, she noticed a man in a hoodie sitting across from her. At first, she thought nothing of it. But then she noticed something strange about him. He kept smiling at her, but it wasn't a nice smile. It was a creepy NPC-type smile. You know, those fake smiles that you see on those creepy hollow masks they sell at costume shops? Yeah, that's the vibe she got from him. Normally, she'd look away and try to ignore him, but something about his smile intrigued her. So instead of looking away, she pulled out her camera and recorded him. She was going to make a funny TikTok out of it. But as she recorded, she started to feel a bit uneasy. His smile was starting to feel a bit too creepy, like he wasn't even human. It was like he was some kind of robot or an AI or something. Like I said, she was getting a very strong NPC vibe from him. But before she knew it, her camera died. Completely freaked her out, and when she looked back at the man, he was gone. She got off at the next stop, and as she walked up the stairs, she saw the most terrifying thing. He was sitting there smiling at her. It was like he had been waiting for her. Now at this point, she was super scared. She tried to run, but as she ran, she could hear his creepy-ass smile echoing through the station. It sounded like nails on a chalkboard. She turned the corner, and he was still there smiling. It was like he didn't even blink. His eyes were soulless, and his teeth were way too sharp. It was like a freaking vampire or something. She turned around and ran as fast as she could, but the second she turned around, he was right there in front of her. It was like he teleported. Then he did something even more terrifying. He grabbed her camera and started recording. And that's when she realized he wasn't a he was a she. And she had a very sinister smile on her face. The last thing she saw before everything went black was the camera lens. It was a horrifying, soul-penetrating lens that seemed to stare into her very being. And the last thing she heard before she passed out was her own scream being distorted and amplified by the camera's microphone. When the police finally arrived at the scene, they found her phone and the camera lying on the ground. The camera was still recording. In fact, it was still recording when they picked it up. They hit the play button and were horrified by what they saw. It was footage of the subway car where it all began, where the sinister woman in the hoodie was sitting, smiling at the camera, and then the screen went black. They never did find out who she was or what happened to her. But they do believe that the woman in the hoodie may have some sort of connection to a string of recent disappearances in the city. The case remains open, and the search for answers continues.